Hey, what's up? It's Nick Giuliano here with Delacey. Welcome to Providence, Rhode Island, New England.
Thanks for having me.
The single is My Man, so let's start by asking you, what does the song mean to you?
I mean, the song for me is obviously it's my first single I put out off of this album I'm writing, or just as an artist in general. So, I mean, it's a huge deal for me, and it's probably my favorite song I've ever written, really. But as far as the story behind it, is that what you want to know?
Please.
Well, it's a true story. There was this beautiful, amazing, gorgeous supermodel that wanted to be with my boyfriend. Yeah, it's sick, right?
That same old story.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
All the time.
Well, it probably does happen all the time to us girls. But I was when I was in the studio working on my album, that day, that morning before I went in, I was obsessively looking at her Instagram, I think, zooming in on her pictures like crazy. And I just walked into the studio and I kind of sang out that line. And the song wrote itself really quickly, so it's very inspired.
So the song came out earlier in the year and just got kind of a rebirth with this Louis Bell remix.
Yeah.
And he's from
that just came out.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So what was it like working with, or did you know he did it?
Yeah, well, so me and Lou, are friends, and we write together a lot. We wrote a song together that, the Halsey, we did that together.
Yes.
But so when he hit everyone up and was I did a remix. I ripped it off of YouTube. I did a remix of My Man, right when it came out, and I was super flattered. I was like, why don't you just send it to me? He's like, I didn't want you to feel obligated, that I did it. I didn't want you to reject it if you didn't want to. And I was like, I love it. So
but I think it's cool because
exciting.
It speeds it up a little bit. But
totally. His version is totally unique, in itself, which is so cool.
When you heard it, because it's your song,
Yeah.
what was your first reaction to it?
Well, I think if I didn't like it, I would say I'm very yes, no. I instantly really loved it. I was dancing to it when it came on.
So the music video has been out for a little over a month now. It's got over 3 million views, which is a crazy number.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
If you haven't seen it, it's like a short film. It's artsy.
That's what we wanted. We wanted it to be kind of cinematic.
So for your first video, talk a little bit more about making it.
Well, I got a lot of treatments, and right when I read that she's a female director, Jessie Hill. She's from New Zealand, and she's just so sick. We connected right away, and we kind of just had the same vision for it, and it just came to life so naturally. And we had the funnest time doing it. It was scary actually though, getting up to the location.
Yeah,
it looks really beautiful,
sure.
But we had to take this huge van on 4Runner van, and it was on this tiny cliff. Literally we almost were toppling over. It felt the whole time up there. It was.
Well, if you haven't seen it, check it out.
Yes.
And don't be scared when you're watching it.
No, it's good.
So we talked about the massive song that you were on, Halsey's Without Me, went #1. What was your initial reaction when you heard that?
That was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Now, did you and Halsey, did you party after? Did you hear from her?
No, both so busy. Yeah, we said congrats to each other,
So for those just learning about you as a new artist, you're someone who's been in the industry for a while, writing for people like Halsey, like the Chainsmokers, like Zara Larsson. So talk a little bit more about your background.
Yeah, I grew up performing and writing and all that stuff my whole life. And I always wanted to do music. I knew that. But I like everyone else, I think when you start going into the music industry, you're scared. You don't know how to do it. I mean, I had no connections. I didn't know anyone in the music industry. So when I graduated high school, I flew to New York City to have an adventure and kind of find myself, and I was just super lost and poor there the whole time. But I wrote a lot of music. I had my guitar, and it was just kind of me and my guitar. And so one of the songs that I wrote was called New York City, and I ended up moving back to LA, and I was I'm gonna do music, screw it, I'm gonna just do it. I know I don't want anything else. So I just really went for it, and I hustled. You just gotta meet people, and I signed a little publishing deal as a songwriter, which I didn't even know was a career really that much. I just thought everyone wrote their own songs.
By the way, not the case.
Yeah. I'm writing them. No,
it's all her.
No. There's definitely some artists.
Sure.
Yeah, the best ones, But so I got kind of my first pop songwriting placement with that song New York City with the Chainsmokers. And that was kind of just the start of my career as a songwriter, and here I am today.
So My Man is the single. What other music can people expect from you? Because it's got to be leading up to a project.
Yeah. So I basically have a whole album like mixed and mastered and done.
Wow.
I wrote it all in 3 weeks like time. I just wrote it all together. My Man, all of it. And we kind of just didn't go back and touch any of it. So we're gonna release it all. It's all gonna come out probably in 2 parts. But on Friday, this Friday, I don't know, whatever, the 28th, my next single comes out. It's called The Subway Song. So I'm very excited.
Tell us about it.
I wrote it, while I was living in New York making the album, and I was just on the subway home one night, really emotional, and I kind of just literally wrote it on the subway, and then the next day we recorded it, and that's it. It's really emotional. A lot of people I think will relate to it. It's just about that feeling of being kind of lonely and lost and trying to find your way.
Do you have an album title?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be called Black Coffee.
Black Coffee?
Yeah. I think it's actually going to be put into 2 cities too, like New York and LA.
Well, I like to end off like this because I'm a big believer in manifesting, law of attraction, all of that stuff, putting stuff into the future, bringing it back, right?
Cool.
So 3 artists that you want to see this. I don't know if this works now because you already have the album done.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, so 3 artists you want to work with in the
my
future.
life. Well, some of them are like probably impossible, but I'm gonna put it out there.
Put it out.
Stevie Nicks.
Okay.
Rihanna.
Love it.
I want my last one to be like really good. I'm just gonna say Drake because I've always wanted to collaborate with him.